Welcome to the Overweight Mind podcast. My name is Jay Nixon, and I'm the best-selling author of The Overweight Mind. This podcast is where the power of positive psychology, mindset, and personal development converge to transform lives. I hope you'll join us on this uplifting journey as we explore the secrets to creating a lifestyle that leads to happiness, health, and wealth. Discover how science of the mind can help you achieve your weight loss goals and unlock your full potential of life. It's where the magic of the mind meets the path to a healthier, wealthier you. Welcome to the show. Before we dive into the show, I want to take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of this episode. It is very dear and near and close to my heart because it is Lori's company, SpaStar. If you ever had the opportunity to watch someone create something from a thought or a vision and make this magical thing actually come to life, well, then you'll know why I'm so extremely proud of her and why I'm so excited to have her sponsoring the Thrive Forever Fit show. If you've listened to my podcast, then you probably heard her on episode 259. If you haven't heard that, I would go listen to episode 259 as soon as you finish this episode. She talks about the story of how she created it, the adversity she overcame, the challenges that she worked through, and just the inspirational story that I know you're absolutely going to love. But what SpaStar is a luxury wrap, and it was created as a spa wrap for people who were getting beauty treatments. But what we found out is it is a piece for everyday life. People are wearing it as swimsuit cover-ups, resort wear, just to get ready in the mornings or for that special event. It is the most unique piece, and I've actually worn this thing several times. I was the actual first model for this. Maybe I'll show you guys some photos of that when the time is right. But it is such a cool creation called the Get Ready Wrap by SpaStar. And because you're a listener, you get 15% off today because you support me. So just go to spastar.net, the word spa, the word star.net. And at the checkout, enter Thrive15, THRIVE 15, and you're going to get 15% off of your Get Ready wrap. So many of my clients already have these and absolutely love them. We're selling them all over the country and all over the world, for that matter, to high-end luxury spas and to people just like you that are using them inside of their own homes. They're traveling with them. They're using them at the pool. It's so really just unbelievably cool to see and witness. And I'm so blessed to be a part of it. And I'm so blessed to have Lori actually sponsoring my podcast, which I think is really, really cool. So go check out SpaStar. I know you're going to love it. It is the coolest thing ever. And guys, this isn't just for ladies. This is one of the coolest gifts you could get any female in your life, for that matter. If Lori hadn't have created it, I would buy them for her as a gift to show her my love and appreciation. So dudes, if you're listening and you need to get a gift for your significant other or some special person in your life, go to spastar.net, grab a Get Ready wrap. There's all kinds of colors. There's black, there's sage, there's a berry color, there's a gosh, I just went blank. There's a kind of a greeny, kind of avocado-y color. Really cool. You're definitely going to love these, I promise. So go to spastar.net, check it out, support Lori. And Lori, thank you for sponsoring the show. Who, or in this case, what is to blame for you not being able to lose weight? Now, this episode is going to be a little humorous and a little factual and give you a new perspective on how you need to look at the world of weight loss for yourself. The other day, we are in the studio, we're weighing in, and one of my clients looked at the scale and said, gosh, I'm really struggling with that number. And in my brain, I immediately thought and said, you're not struggling with the number, you're struggling with your fork. And so for those of you guys that know me, I have a very, I don't know if you call it a comedic brain, or my brain just thinks of funny things to say, at least in my mind. Oftentimes people don't think they're humorous, but it's true. You hear people all the time. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I hear people all the time since the beginning, since the start. People have been blaming the scale. They've been blaming an object that sits on the floor that has zero feeling, zero emotion, zero anything that they stand on, and delivers them a data point, and they blame that scale. Many people have a dysfunctional relationship with the scale. Like they'll throw it away, they'll hide it, they'll cuss it, they'll beat it up, they'll do everything with it. But I've never in my career heard somebody look at their fork and say, man, I'm really struggling with my fork. Like they don't blame the thing, the object that is the closest thing to something you can blame. It's really not even your fork's fault. But let's go back to the scale for a second. The scale is simply an object that gives you a data point, that gives you a metric to show you whether the decisions that you've been making are positive, meaning they're moving you in the direction that you want to go in, and the number on the scale is dropping if your goal is weight loss. Or if it's not moving and going the other direction, it's getting bigger, that tells you that the decisions that you've been making need to be modified in order for you to get the outcome that you desire, which is weight loss. So I've never seen anybody eat off of a scale. I've never seen a scale used as a taco or a charcuterie board or anything like that. It's simply something that we stand on with our dirty feet, and then we look down and we either rejoice or we get mad. And really, the scale has nothing to do with either of those emotions. Like the scale's not in your favor or your friend if it gives you a number that you want to get, and it's not your enemy if it gives you a number that you don't want to see. Truth be told, and I make the joke about everybody blames their scale but never their fork, it's really not even your fork. Not your spoon, not your knife, not your hand, not your whatever your weapon of choice is to get food from said place into hole in your face, and then you know the process, right? It's not even that. It's your decision making, right? It's the decisions that you're making that are really, if we want to be honest, to blame. It's not your scale, it's not your fork, it's not your refrigerator, it's not your cabinet. And those are all places, spaces, and devices that we use in order to, I'll say the word harm ourselves, not really, probably to that degree, but to make ourselves suffer if we choose, if weight loss is our goal and we're over consuming foods or eating the wrong combination of foods, then we are harming that goal or harming ourselves in relationship to that goal that we want to achieve. And so why do humans do this? Why do we blame? Like, why do we blame a scale? Why, if we blame the fork, why would we blame the fork? Well, it's human nature. Like, we look for things and people to blame in all situations. Think about your day to day. I bet something has happened today where you have said that blank caused this to happen. That blank is responsible for this. And the blank isn't a curse word. It's a person, place, thing. It could be a curse word. You're probably throwing a little flair, a little flash in there. But what it is you're looking for a way to defer responsibility away from your decisions. So if you blame the scale, you're really giving away power to an object that has zero power at all. But it makes you feel better because something is now responsible for the decisions that you've made. If you blame the fork, if you blame the refrigerator, if you blame another person, like a lot of times that's what we do. We'll say, gosh, I really want to lose weight, but my husband or my wife or my roommate or my girlfriend or my boyfriend, they're not on board. And because they're not on board, I can't be fully on board and I can't lose weight. Well, that's not even really real. Like, you're deferring your own personal responsibility, which is really what this is all about. Like, weight loss is simply just a personal responsibility, because you can't blame a restaurant for you ordering the food that you know is not going to serve you on your weight loss journey, right? If let's say you want to lose 10 pounds and you've got, I don't know, let's just say 5 weeks to do it, 6 weeks to do it. You can lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks. But every day you go to your favorite restaurant and you order the loaded nachos with extra sour cream, extra guacamole, extra cheese, extra beans, extra rice, extra, and you eat this plate of deliciousness because nachos are good. You eat this plate of deliciousness every single day. And then you're also eating ice cream, and you're also eating donuts, and you're also drinking regular soda, and you're also drinking booze at night, and you're not moving your body. We can't blame those loaded nachos, right? We can't blame that restaurant We can't blame the server at the restaurant, but we will. We will say, well, oh my gosh, my coworker wanted to go to this place, and because we went there, I ordered this, and therefore I got off track with my nutrition and my weight loss goals. Huh? Like, why do we do that? Why do you do that? You got to ask yourself these questions. Why do we do that? It's such human nature as well. I mean, I'm in the business of listening to this for a living. Like, I hear people say these things on a daily basis. And so I want this to be a little bit humorous, because it is silly when you think about it, right? It is silly when you think about how many times you blame the scale, or how many times you blamed, the food being in your cabinet, or the grocery store aisle that you just happened to walk down, and then the Doritos or the Oreos or whatever it is just jumped into your basket. Like, how many times have we blamed Girl Scout cookies? Like, but you gotta support the Girl Scouts, right? It's the Girl Scouts' fault that you're gaining weight or can't lose weight. Like, we blame holidays, we blame Christmas, we blame parties, we blame weddings, we blame everything. We are a society of blamers. Like, we do not like to take personal responsibility. We don't. We just don't admit it. Like, we don't like to take personal responsibility. Very rarely do you hear a human say, hey, that's on me. 100% me. Nobody else is to blame. No, nothing, no situation, nothing. It's me. I did this. You very rarely hear that. But when you do, you're dealing with someone who can make a change. You're dealing with somebody who can shift the power back into their favor and actually get what they want to get. Let's use weight loss as an example. When you have somebody who's willing to say that, you know that person has what it takes in order to lose weight. But if you've got somebody who's going to consistently blame a scale, blame a coworker, blame a season or a reason or whatever it is, they are going to absolutely struggle with ever losing weight and losing weight consistently. The client that I said that to in a joking fashion, listen, I know who I can make a joke like that with and who I can't, said, hey, thank you for giving me that perspective. That is so true. Like, I'm not struggling with that number on the scale. I'm struggling with me and my decisions. I'm not even struggling with my fork. It's my decisions to what I stick that fork in, right? So it's like, it's a perspective shift. And sometimes that's really all it takes. And that's the reason I wanted to do this podcast episode is maybe you just need a perspective shift. Maybe you just need to realize and say, you know what? The scale's never done anything bad to me. But the scale's never woken me up in the middle of the night and handed me an ice cream cone, right? The scale's never forced me to order a Domino's pizza when I wasn't even hungry, right? The scale's never forced you. The scale's never done anything poorly to me. Why am I mad at it? Why am I taking out my frustrations with my own personal decisions on an object that just delivers me a number, just delivers me a data point? Like, nothing more, nothing less, just a data point. But I'm so mad at that thing, right? And then we defer back, and you start thinking about all the things that you defer responsibility away from, like all the people, places, things, all of that kind of stuff. You start to realize like that all you're doing is taking responsibility that you need to harness and moving it to somebody else, like moving it away from your own, right? Your own personal, like, hey, because here's the truth. Like, here's the stone cold truth. If you don't listen to anything else I've said today, listen to this. Once you start taking responsibility, then you can once you become responsible for something, then it's your personal responsibility to make the changes necessary. But as long as you're deferring, as long as you're blaming it on your situation, other people, circumstances, money. Like, I've heard people use money as a reason why they can't lose weight. I'm like, that blows my brain. Like, I don't understand how that has anything to do with anything. But we'll blame anything. When you stop doing that and you really take responsibility and you say, hey, hand up, it's me. Like, this is my decision-making has caused me to be in this situation right now. And you can put this in everything in life, not even just weight loss. You can put this in your financial situation, your relationship situation, your everything. Like, this is what it's all about, is personal responsibility and decision-making. If you will take responsibility and stop deferring that away, like stop deferring it to the scale, to everything else, you now have the ability to make a change. Because in responsibility, you're going to find that if you take that, it's going to give you a certain level of discipline, and that is what it's going to take for you to make better decisions. It's really discipline, process, repeat, right? Discipline, process, repeat. That's all you have to do. But you'll never have enough discipline to make the changes that you need to make if you keep deferring responsibility to other people, places, things, objects, scales, forks, whatever it might be. So the moral and the reason for this podcast is all you have to do. First step is stop giving that power away to other things, and accept the responsibility that things that matter to you need to be respected and cared for. Remember that. Things that matter to you must be respected and they must be cared for. You must respect and care for yourself. You must respect your body and care for your body. And if you'll do that and take responsibility for where you are, there's no shame involved in this. There's no guilt. There's no anything. Just take personal responsibility and say, I am where I am today because of the decisions that I've made, and I don't want to be here anymore. I want to make better decisions. The scale is simply just a tool that I'm going to use to see where I'm at, to see if the decisions I'm making are in the right direction or in the wrong direction. And that's all I'm going to use it for. I'm not going to give it any more power than that. The scale doesn't hurt me. It doesn't harm me. It doesn't help me. It doesn't do anything. It simply gives me data points that tell me whether my decisions are good or bad. That's it. Take the power back. And then based on the number, based on the metric, the data point, you'll know whether you're making better, positive, powerful decisions. And if the number's not moving in the directions that you want it to move in, the only thing you can change is the decisions that you're making. And if you'll make better decisions, you'll get better outcomes. But it starts with responsibility. You must take personal responsibility and stop deferring blame to anything. You, hand up, it is my fault. That's the first step. I am where I am because of me and my decisions, and I'm going to get out of where I am and where do I want to be because of me and my decisions. That's the beautiful thing about this. You are the reason, and you're also the reason. You're the reason you are where you are, and you're also the reason you're going to get out of that. You're also the reason you're going to win. You're the reason you're going to lose the weight, because you're going to take responsibility, and then you're going to say, listen, I'm going to take disciplined action, and I'm going to follow this process over and over and over again. That's the repetition part. Remember this, it's all discipline, process, repetition. That's every success formula in life. You have enough discipline to take the proper action and make consistent decisions. The process is the program that you decide to run, right? If you're part of the Thrive Forever Fit Overweight Mind program, you understand that there's a process, there's a playbook we're running every single day, and all you have to do is repeat that process. So it takes the discipline to start, the process, and then the repetition of that process. You start doing that, scale starts moving in the direction you want it to move, and guess what? Now your arch enemy is your best buddy, because it's giving you data points that you want to see, right? I've never heard anybody thank a scale, though. Have you ever heard somebody thank a scale? Like, oh my gosh, thank you, scale. No, when they win, they take the responsibility. Look at me, I've been so good this week. But if we don't do good, we blame the scale. How crazy is that? Let's stop being crazy. I mean, let's not really, you know me, I love a little bit of fun crazy, but let's stop being crazy. Let's stop blaming people, places, and things, and really scales. Let's let scales off the hook. Scales have got a bad rap. I mean, they get beat up for a long time. I mean, let's give them a break, especially this time of year. I mean, come January 1st, the scales are going to get the screws put to them. Like, people are going to be so mad at their scales, it's going to be ridiculous. So I'm here to say, like, let's free the scales. Let's just let them be. Let's stop judging them so harshly. Stop using that kind of language towards them. Stop throwing them, hiding them. Let's just be cool to them, right? They didn't do anything. They're just a machine that gives us data points. Guys, I believe in you. I know you can do it. I love you. I'm here to help you. I hope this gives you a perspective shift and a way just to think differently about what that scale really is. You don't have to have a dysfunctional relationship with it. You guys can be best buds. It can be just a data point delivery system, which is all it is. And you can win. I promise you can win. Personal responsibility, first and foremost, hand up, it's me. And I'm also the reason I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to start making better, more positive, powerful decisions, and I'm going to change my life based on my decisions. The only way out. I believe you can do it. If you need help, let me know. See you next week with another episode. Have an awesome day. Love you. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that show as much as I did. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I am so thankful and so grateful that you take the time to listen to the show every week. And it means the absolute world to me. If you've got a little bit of time, it would mean everything if you would go and give the show a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on, as well as share it with a friend or family member that you think might find value in the show. And again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being an awesome human and listening to the Overweight Mind podcast. Thanks, and we'll see you again next week. All right, bye.